So aloha, everyone, and welcome to today's Next Steps session sponsored by the Hawaii Library Association. Before we get started, I'd like to just briefly mention our upcoming program, which will be on October the 19th. It's a virtual tour of Bishop Museum, and the speaker will be La Noa Opono Keahi Nu'uanu, who will tell us about Bishop Museum's collections and services and so forth. And so we're looking forward to that. We'll be sending out an announcement about that shortly. And just a reminder that the Next Steps Committee is Jessica Hogan, Kimo Nichols, Lynette Taruya, and myself. We are always eager to hear your ideas and your suggestions about whether you want to present a Next Steps program or you have ideas for a program that you would like us to organize. We'd love to hear from you. The upcoming Next Steps programs are listed on the HLA website, which is shown on the slide. Just look under the events item on the menu. And now it is my pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Hillary Chang, who is the branch manager at the McCully-Mōʻiliʻili Public Library. Hillary has her master's degree in library science from Mānoa, and I used to work with her at HPU years and years ago, but she's been at McCully-Mōʻiliʻili for quite a number of years and is an expert on anime and manga. So I'm going to stop sharing and turn it over to Hillary. So thank you, Hillary.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, well, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm going to be talking about isekai, which is one of the genres of Japanese manga, anime, almost a lot of things, novels. And it really, not to say that it wasn't, ever in existence before, but a lot of it really bloomed during the pandemic because when, all the world is, pretty much going to pot and you just need an escape. And isekai really does provide that escape. Basically, isekai means like another world. And so the characters are transported to another world, usually by either they're reincarnated in this other world or they're summoned. So usually there's a lot of fantasy elements, magic, things like that. And it's actually those elements, I think, that do provide sort of like an escape for when, the rest of the world is all, really, really bad situations. When they do go to the other world, it's, filled with danger and love and, excitement and all these other adventures. And I think it is part of the going away that, how should I say this, provides the escape, the escapism element. Yeah. How many of you guys remember the Urashima Taro? Remember that old book from wait, I wrote it down, the Island Heritage, that old book? Okay, yeah. So when people, they go, oh, what's isekai? That's isekai. So probably all of you kind of already know what isekai means because, Taro gets, transported to this other world, underneath the ocean. And unfortunately for him, well, I mean, because sometimes the characters do want to come back home and sometimes they don't. Obviously, if they were reincarnated to the other world, usually they are sort of stuck in that world. But yeah, Urashima Taro probably was your first experience with isekai story. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to show you an episode, and this is sort of like a typical isekai one. It's called Why Raeliana Ended Up at the Duke's Mansion, and it's a very cute rom-com where a young woman is reincarnated into this popular novel that she knows and loves, and there she has to remember what happens in the book so that she can navigate her fate in this new setting. So So as you can see, right, it's kind of like everything what you would kind of love from a rom-com. I mean, it's just so cute, and the situation is just kind of sucks you in, and like the romance and all that kind of stuff is gonna happen. Um uh in a lot of the isekai works, the the reincarnations are unexpected. Sometimes it is, from old age and the people wish to have just a different life, but a lot of times they are, yeah, they get killed. Usually it's like they get hit by a car or a truck, um, or they're trying to save somebody else, and that's why, the gods sort of reincarnate them into another world. Um, but usually, yeah, these unfortunate accidents are the reason why they are transported. Um, my next title is called Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill. And if you think that that title is very long, you would be absolutely correct. I don't know why, but in Japan, the titles are getting a lot more long and very literal. It's not like, they could have just called that one, Ray Liana, but no, it's it's like it's that whole sentence that they decided to do. And yeah, it is kind of funny how, to me, that's like a trend too, where they have these really, really long, very descriptive titles. Uh this one, it's a little different. This one is more, he gets summoned by this fantasy kingdom. Uh, and I wanted to show this, rather than the reincarnation one. It's a summoned one, but this one, it's a little different, as you'll see, because the little twist of, usually, because you're summoned usually to save their world, and he kind of decides to do a different choice of his journey, so to speak. So let me go back and share screen. Share. And oh, here, let me just. Next. Okay, so as you can see, that one was sort of an isekai for foodies. Since everybody eats during Japanese shows. So yeah, so instead of it being more, adventure and heroing, yeah, it's a lot more eating and just the different characters he comes across, and it's just a lot of eating and the food prep. um what I also kind of like about it is that the ones that do have more the adults, right? This one, he's 27, so he's not so starry-eyed and, yes, I'm gonna, save the world and save the kingdom. He's much more, I guess, suspicious, and goes off and does his own thing. But a lot of the teen ones, it is very much save the world, adventure, types of things, which is fine too. um oh, okay. So also, I've uploaded a very, very short list of various isekai titles. At HFPLS, we do have the manga of the Ray Liana one, and the Campfire Cooking is actually only available through Libby, and it's the light novels. I have to ask them to get the manga series, because actually the manga series is only available digitally right now. There's no print version, unfortunately. Um, Anything else? That was sort of it for me. I don't know if there's any questions or comments, or I haven't I don't know, was there anything in the uh the chat?
Well, thank you, Hillary. That was a fabulous introduction to this genre, and I loved your choices. They were really fun. There are a lot of comments in the chat, but I haven't seen any actual questions. But does anybody have any questions for Hillary?
I just wanted to say hi and to say that was fantastic. I really missed when you used to do it at HLA, Hillary. It was like the best thing ever. Late night with Hillary and eating popcorn. So thank you. Thank you so much for doing this. And I just saw, and I don't know if I don't think it counts as this genre, but I'm more partial to live action myself. So is it Happy Marriage?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that one.
Anybody see the protagonist?
Yeah.
He is so hot.
No. Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
just want to say
that's a really good series. Yeah, the My Happy Marriage is a really good series because it's more like a Cinderella one. It's like and what's really great about that one is that the bad people, they are so evil. And I do notice now, more than in the past, like I really like my bad people evil, just so that you can hate them. You know, it's just so much easier to hate them because yeah. But that one's that one I think we have the manga for that. And then the anime I think is Netflix. I think it's I think it's Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah, Jessica.
Anyway, I just wanted to say thank you, Hillary. This is great.
Thank you for
thanks, Gwen, for doing this.
Yeah, thanks, Junie. Jessica had a question in the chat. Do you see the online only releases as something that will grow, or do you think people will still demand the print?
To tell you the truth, because now I notice more only the titles that they don't think are gonna truly sell will remain digital only. But that is in the vast majority, minority. The vast majority do have both digital and print copies. Just because actually, you know, at Con this year, a lot of the manga publishers were saying because of the pandemic, their numbers so went up. Yeah, and because so many people decided to catch up on series, so many things, they were reprinting so many series. So actually a lot of the manga companies, they are very flush right now. Because well, I don't know. I mean, that's what they were saying at Con. That it was a really huge boost for them. So I think print now is a lot easier for them because they have the funds. They really do.
Yeah, thanks. I think Jennifer has her hand up.
Hi, Hillary.
Hi.
Do you have suggestions for just because they have, I mean, isekai is such a big genre in Japan, and now here in America we're starting to get a ton of the licensees, and my struggle I think is that a lot of them sound the same. And so do you have any advice on picking like which one to try? Is it just the ones from like that have really popular anime adaptations, or
having an anime series helps. Usually I try to, how should I say this? You know, the quest, so to speak, of what, you know, what they're trying to do, to me either has to be really funny or kind of like important, so to speak. You know, there are some that, like, you know, it's like with this one, I kind of thought, okay, you know, it's like a foodie thing, you know, which is a little different. And it is. It's both of these are actually comedies, you know, they're which I think help a lot with the more serious ones. Not to say they're not good, but they seem a little less popular because they are serious. And I mean, you know, and not to say that, you know, Japanese can't do serious, but I do think their comedy they do comedy a lot better for the general world audience.
I think sometimes a lot of them do seem like very stereotypical, which like is why personally I haven't read a lot of isekai. I'm like, oh, it's like aimed at those kind of shonen or, you know, like
Mhm.
like kind of not PC like the harem kind of isekai, like,
Mhm.
oh, this is just like wish fulfillment for this otaku guy or something like that. So it's like trying to sort through those types of isekai and ones that have a little bit more substance to it
Yeah.
is what's tricky for me usually.
Usually well, see, well, how should I say this? Because at McCully, we do have a very large uh readership, here at
Mhm.
at McCully. So I mean, we do try various things, but a lot of it is, I mean, I don't want to say everything's super popular, but everything is marginally popular.
Mhm.
So, I mean, even if it just, because I would say our least popular title still goes out, 10, 20 times. So that's, that's acceptable for me. Certain other things, but and certain things you just got to try.
Yeah.
Because other titles that I've tried, I'm like, oh, okay,
Mhm.
nobody wants this, but it's like,
Yeah.
which and that's life too.
Mhm. Yeah, not that I mean, like, there's definitely like an audience for those types of manga, so
Mhm,
or series, so it's not that I'm like trying not to get them. It's just like when in the grand scheme of things, I'm like, well, when I have only this much money to spend, it's
mhm,
like,
mhm,
what do
mhm.
I want to prioritize or things like that. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, okay. Any other questions for Hillary or comments?
I guess, what would you say are the most popular isekai that you've seen, like at your branch personally, or maybe just in general in America right now? Like,
Um, okay, let's see, because there's some, uh, well, see, of the newer ones, let me just see, where's my sort of, okay, see, one that kind of came back was the Devil is a Part-Timer. Because when that second season came out, like, and I think the second season, it was like, I really want to say it was something like 8 or 9 years after
yeah.
the first season came out. It was weirdly, like long. That one became, yeah, sort of popular again. And then, a lot of the ones that it's sort of a video game, all of those, like some people say Sword Art Online is an isekai. That was wildly popular. But a lot of the other relationship video game titles, um yeah, those are the ones that sort of gain more popularity than like the adventuring ones.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then my one of my personal favorites, and this is like a total romance one, is the what is it? The Saint's magic power is omnipotent. If you guys like Hallmark stuff, which I totally do. Sorry, I yeah, that is the book for you because it is so sweet, and yeah, you just gotta drink it up because yeah, but yeah, that one is, yeah, I really like it. If you're looking just for pure romance, that one's great.
That reminds me, the like villainous genre is kind of
Mhm.
similar to isekai, right? That's
Yeah.
for the female aimed ones. It's very popular.
Okay, we're just about at time, so I would like to thank Hillary very much for sharing her vast knowledge of anime and manga with us, and we really appreciate your taking the time to do this next step session for us. And thanks to everybody for attending, and we hope to see you again next month at the next steps on October 19th. So mahalo everyone, and ahui ho.